My own experience as a migrant and as a queer person has been really informative to letting mediums kind of flow in and out of themselves. Because my life has kind of taken different shapes throughout, it's picked up all these kind of references and inspirations along the way that sometimes feel like they work for one medium, but maybe not another. And so it's this kind of dissatisfaction with one medium being able to handle everything. And I think that was actually one of the things that I learned at Hunter, is that I was trying to make painting do so much, when in reality, there's certain things paintings can't do, and that's fine. But once I kind of accepted that and took the leap into other kind of arenas, I realized that I was actually freeing the painting from a lot of the weight that other mediums could do much more easily. And so I think that's where the kind of switches in mediums work for me. And at first it was a little bit confusing because I couldn't make sense of the first few experiments outside of painting. But then with time and with the kind of aggregate that happens, the differences become much less obvious than the similarities of what the entire work as a whole is trying to say. And so it was a bit of a challenge at first, but now I'm very comfortable with the moving back and forth. My name is Miguel Martinez. I'm an interdisciplinary artist working in Brooklyn. I was born in Mexico and moved here from Texas in 2018 to enter the Hunter College program. I entered as a painter mostly, and then moved on to explore a lot of sculpture, installation, and murals. And I now find myself kind of exploring how to take the ideas that have been in that work into the public space. And one of the ways that I'm exploring that through is through these masks that I'm going to be using in September at the Mexican Independence Day Parade, where I'll have dancers wear these costumes as part of the bigger parade and see what taking the work to the public looks like. The theme of assembly was something that does resonate with me because these ideas are not new to me. What I'm trying to work through are things that I have been thinking about for a while. And so speaking earlier about feeling dissatisfied with how one work might have approached the theme or an idea, I find myself kind of spiraling backwards and picking out where that artwork left off. And there's usually a kind of trajectory of time that's involved. And so a piece that I might have made in 2020 suddenly gets informed by a piece that I made in 2022. And then I go back and kind of pick it up and make a new piece for 2025. And so it's this kind of cyclical motion that the work has. And it's energizing, and it's also expanding because the ideas keep kind of getting more and more granular, and also pulling in more of the outside world, which is happening alongside the work in my lifetime. I think when we were hanging the installation, Jade and I, at the gallery, we were thinking about how the viewer could place themselves within the project, not just as something they could absorb or take in, but as something they could participate in. And so we hung it at kind of eye level so that the viewer could imagine what their body would feel like in front of one of these or wearing one. And so it starts implying the performance aspect of this work, which, again, speaking about time, is something that will happen in the future. So there's this kind of space and time experience that I wanted the viewer to live with. And then also it's just kind of facing the street. So it's, again, referencing where the work might go. The masks for me were also a way of exploring the kind of different identities and worlds that I live in. And so that a viewer could come in and kind of imagine themselves as part of something else too.